Hello, everyone, and welcome back to JAFM Audio and day two of Plan B for the New York Mets. And they're right back into action, signing AJ Minter, a lefty reliever from the Atlanta Braves, who was a free agent. $22 million, 2 years, with an opt-out after 2025. I think it's a good signing. We've talked in the past. We've talked yesterday about the Mets having a good offense and just have to get their pitching in order. And they went out and got a lefty bullpen arm and a pretty good lefty bullpen arm. AJ Minter, 31 years old.
Boring.
AJ Minter, 31 years old. He led the league last year in holds.
Mm-hmm. That's an interesting stat.
Yes, it is. 2.06 ERA. 35 strikeouts in 34 innings. He was 5-4. I'm sorry, he had a 2.56 ERA. Now, there might be a little bit of concern. He did have season-ending surgery on his hip. So that might be a concern. He did say it was bothering him during the season. It wasn't so painful, but he did admit it was affecting his performance. But the Braves didn't bring him back, but the Mets decided to bring him in for $11 million per season for 2 seasons with an opt-out in 2025. I like the move. We need bullpen arms. Here's the truth, though, before I let you go off on AJ Minter. Here's the truth. What I don't want to see from the New York Mets is during the season, you need a bullpen arm, and now you have to start giving up young guys to get that bullpen arm. That's what I don't want to see. Go into the season with the arsenal that you think you need to be successful.
Thank you for that, James. Is it my turn now?
Yes.
All right. Let me tell you how I feel about this. Honestly, I'm not mad at the Mets. This is exactly what we said yesterday. They needed to add pitching. I mean, their lineup is good. They added Soto. Their lineup's incredible now. Their lineup is great. But the problem was always the pitching. They added a guy who had season-ending hip surgery. We don't know how he's going to bounce back from that. But he's proven that he's a good pitcher. He has a good track record. I think it was a good move for the Mets. This, I feel, may be a bit of a high-risk, high-reward kind of move because of the hip surgery. If he didn't have surgery, this excellent move for the Mets. It highly improved the bullpen. I think that the hip surgery definitely leaves a question mark on his effectiveness going into next season. But, I mean, the Mets have a history of making good signings. I'll say that.
Well, David Stern.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so
I don't know about
maybe
the Mets history on good signings. Jason Bay.
Recently.
Bobby Bonilla.
So
Brett Saberhagen.
If they saw something in him, I give them the benefit of the doubt. Good move for the Mets. I mean, they got a lefty reliever. Desperately, they needed somebody in the bullpen. I think it's a really good move for the Mets.
Yes, and you know what? You have a guy who can enter a game with your team leading, and he can hold the opposition, and that's important.
That's huge.
One of the things, you go into a late in the game, in the 7th, 8th inning, and you can't hold the 2-run lead, that becomes a problem. It's taxing on the bullpen.
Also, it's huge because there were many games last year where you would hold your breath. If it's a close game, 7th inning, then you got to wonder, are they going to throw Diaz for 3 innings? This takes a lot of pressure off of him too, where maybe they won't have to extend him so many times for so many games. How many times did we see Diaz come in for 2-inning saves? Maybe
six out saves.
6 out saves, and this could possibly, lower his workload as well.
Yeah, and this, not for nothing, this can also be some security there for the Mets if Edwin Diaz once again gets back into his last season, late in the season. His pitching was a little shaky.
Yeah, he had his woes.
Yeah, he had his woes. This could be security for that if Edwin Diaz doesn't have it, and we have AJ Minter. You can't have the season hanging on one pitcher, a relief pitcher, and this could be once again security. He's been a setup man. He's been a relief pitcher. He's been a closer as well. So I like the move. Once again, free agency. You don't have to give up any young kids. And this is plan B now. This is day 2 of plan B. Day 1 was Jesse Winker. Day 2 now is AJ Minter.
Yeah, we definitely see their plan coming together. The Mets are making moves. I think they still need to add maybe 1 or 2 more arms, maybe to the starting rotation or to another arm in the bullpen. But this was a good move. This is a step in the right direction. Again, as you said, they didn't give up any pieces. They didn't give up any prospects, and they got a reliable arm in the bullpen.
Yes, and one more I didn't mention, and I just thought about it. You just took a lefty bullpen guy from your National League East rivals, the Atlanta Braves, and that's big also, especially if he performs well.
Yeah, exactly. So, good move for the Mets overall. I would rate it an 8 out of 10 if I had to rate it.
I'll take it.
8 out of 10. That's a good
I'm
move.
not gonna rate it, but you guys let us know what you think. I like the move. We didn't have to give up any young guys. We paid cash. That's fine. I like the move. Let's see where it goes from there. Let us know what you think about the move, Met fans. And we'll see you next time.
Catch you on the next one.